I've got two pieces of breaking news for the Patriot crowd out there. First piece of breaking news is that Kevin J. Johnston of the Freedom Report and the individual who, a great friend of mine, who came in second place in the Mississauga mayoral election, he called me a few days ago confirming that he was about to be arrested, and it looks like he is still under arrest. I haven't heard from him lately. I haven't heard from him since he called me. He told me that he was being arrested for a crime that he barely even knew about. I didn't even know that police did that. They called him and said to him that they would like him to surrender to the police station in Mississauga. He gave me an idea of what he was being arrested for. For legal purposes, I won't get into what he feels he was arrested for. Hopefully he was told what he was arrested for, but it looks like he is still in jail right now. But I can confirm to you that he was arrested. Whether he's still behind bars or not is unknown. I haven't seen any sign of him on Facebook or on any social media. I have been keeping an eye out to check to see if he is live on Facebook or when was the last time he was on Facebook. He has not signed in. And as I said to you, the last time I heard from him was when he confirmed to me that he was being arrested. And he told me this because he specifically gave me permission to tell you guys this. He said he was going to make a video. I have not seen a video on his social media. Maybe he didn't have time to do it. But I figure since a lot of you know the fact that we are good friends and he did give me that permission, I figure I would let you guys know that this is what's happened to him. He has been incarcerated. We don't know what's happened to him now. I will give you guys more information when I do know it. But he did ask me to let you guys know that he is going to need a lot of help legally. It's going to be a very big fight. A lot of this has to do with the city of Mississauga yet again. Other individuals who are claiming that they have been all sorts of things, claiming that Kevin has harassed them and all this stuff. It's like you see journalists. It's funny. This country is coming to a point where journalists may have to end up getting licensed from the government. Justin the tacky-headed tar-faced Mac Daddy Trudeau, who we're going to talk about very shortly, and how dirty he is. He is coming close to he's coming close to making it where people who want to be journalists have to get licensed. And I'm sure it's because people like us are very effective. He's starting to feel it. And we've already humiliated him in 2019. He didn't even win properly. He's stuck with a minority. But he's going down that path. And people like Kevin who try to do their job, which is interview people. You see how journalists interview people, paparazzi and all this stuff. They follow them everywhere. They follow them to the store. They follow them to the gym. They follow them on the street. And, that's what journalists do. That's what journalists have been doing with this one named Jonathan Yaniv out there in Vancouver who says he's a woman, but he's a man, and he's going around suing people. They follow him all over. That's freedom of the press. And now it looks like he may be arrested for something similar. But I don't want to get too into it. He does want you guys to help him by donating to him. The donation, where the link to donate to Kevin is in the comments section. It's also in the description. Hit that link, donate whatever you can. This is going to be a battle. I want to help him any way I can. Now let's get to another huge, shocking story. I've been doing Arana Nation for about 10 years now. And throughout my journey, I've gotten tips, I've gotten articles, I've gotten people who are claiming to be witnesses who say they know something or they've heard something, all sorts of things. And I decide whether to report on it or not based on if I feel this is with merit or anything like that. Well, last night I received an email from an individual in Alberta. And this individual, who wants to remain anonymous, gave to my attention the fact that in October, around the time of the election of 2019, the Canadian election, where Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced, swift-foot, two-faced Mac Daddy Trudeau was humiliated, lost the popular vote, has a minority. Around that time, he had dished out around $2.25 million to an accuser, to an individual who claimed that he had an affair with her when he was a teacher at a private Vancouver high school. And I hadn't known about this. It's funny, I'm pretty on top of these things. And I looked at it, and I said, well, it wouldn't surprise me. I see further down here on Google where people are saying this is a fake story. But that Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced, swift-foot Mac Daddy Trudeau paid $2.25 million so that this individual could keep quiet. And she was ready to go to the press. She was ready to go to everybody, saying that he had left the school because he was having an affair with her. She was underage. And the Buffalo Chronicle talked about it. International Israel News talked about it. All these kind of people talked about it. The mainstream media, which in Canada the mainstream media is useless. It's toilet paper is more useful than these people. They don't touch this. But this person who emailed me told me and confirmed to me that they are friends with the individual who is accusing Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau of having an affair with her when she was underage. She is the friend. And not only that, she got me in touch with a teacher who confirmed to me that he was aware that Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced, swift-foot Mac Daddy Trudeau was having an affair with somebody who was underage at this high school. In fact, he told me, look, this guy's a horn dog. I mean, this guy, I'm personally, I am surprised. I thought that Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau would be interested in young boys. I'm just be honest with you. He just gives off those vibes. He gives off those scary vibes. I'm not saying anything about gays or anything. I'm just saying he gives off the vibes that he would be one of those people who creep catchers or pop squad or to catch a predator that would catch in the street or he just kind of gives off those vibes. He does. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I feel this is one of the things I know, and I'm very good at interpreting people, but it doesn't surprise me that he would stoop so low to have an affair with an underage girl. And the fact that I have looked into these two individuals who have emailed me, and we had a long conversation. They want to remain anonymous. And that's fine. And I understand that a lot of people don't trust anonymous sources. I understand that. But I have looked into these individuals. And I have confirmed that both of them have something to do with that school that Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau taught at. And I can even read you the article in case any of you were not aware of this incident. And many people were speaking about it. Many people, the mainstream media was not speaking about this, but many people were. And I can read you the articles, 2 articles actually. Trudeau accuser paid for non-disclosure agreement. And the report is headed, on eve of general election, Canadian Prime Minister agrees to pay $2.25 million to former student who claims Trudeau had an affair with her. The Canadian Prime Minister, whom I refer to as a tacky-headed Mac Daddy, Justin Trudeau, has agreed to pay a female accuser more than $2 million for a non-disclosure agreement just days before he faces re-election in a general election, and that's the one in 2019. According to a report, the attorneys representing Trudeau signed a $2.25 million non-disclosure agreement, that's $1.7 million in American, with a female accuser who claims that the Canadian Prime Minister had a 1.5-year-long relationship with her while she was a student at Vancouver's West Point Grey Academy, where Trudeau taught French and math from 1999 to 2001. I had no idea the Mac Daddy knew math. For crying out loud, I didn't know he knew math. I would not put my children in a class with this one teaching the math class. I wouldn't do it. The report claimed that the 18-month affair began in the summer of 2000, ending in the middle of the school year in 2001, when the then 29-year-old Trudeau abruptly left the academy's staff. Trudeau has denied any wrongdoing and claimed that his sudden departure from the academy was done for career-related reasons. Now, there were many issues regarding the Mac Daddy for when he was teaching at that school. And I remember during the election, there were many rumors about him leaving and why he left and all this sort of stuff. And people went into great depths about it. In fact, I do believe that even the Rebel briefly touched upon this during a press conference at when Justin Trudeau, Swiftfoot Mac Daddy Trudeau had concluded the debate, for the CBC debate during the election. They had gave quotes that children said that he was strange and he was a strange teacher and all this sort of stuff. And people asked him, like, what is this all about? And he said, well, I was a teacher, did y'all remember that? But I didn't know there was actually somebody who was willing, who actually was trying to come out with information. And the fact that people actually gave numbers, figures, dates, all this sort of stuff, and the fact that these two individuals have come to me via email because they know what I do, they know Arana Nation, and I have verified them to be a part of the school, leads me to believe that Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced, swiftfoot Mac Daddy Trudeau is a pedophile. He is a pedophile. He is a pedophile. Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced, swift-foot Mac Daddy Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, is, patriots, a pedophile. Arana Nation is calling him out. You can sue me. You can do whatever you want to do to me. He is a pedophile. There is proof now that he is a pedophile. And I believe 100% that he paid $2.25 million to this girl to shut her up. Now, Justin the tacky-headed, tar-faced, swiftfoot Mac Daddy Trudeau has, at the very least, been very comfortable with pedophiles. And I call him a goof lover as well. He has been very comfortable with pedophiles throughout his life. Two names come to mind. Peter Dawlish, and one who was arrested, Christopher Charles Ingvaldson. I would like to, patriots, read to you the second article that I came across when I researched this information. Did Justin Trudeau stop teaching at a Vancouver private school under the cloud of a sex scandal? Days before Canada's 2019 federal election, rumors emerged about the future Prime Minister's 2001 departure from the West Point Grey Academy. In 2001, Trudeau left his teaching job at the West Point Grey Academy after having a sexual relationship with either a student or a student's mother. In 2019, they'd received this article that I'm speaking to. They received multiple inquiries from readers about the veracity of reports that the Canadian Prime Minister was about to be embroiled in a major sex scandal involving his tenure as a teacher at the West Point Grey Academy. You guys get this now. But I do want to speak to you about two individuals that the Mac Daddy has been very close with who have been charged with pedophilia. And I also want to talk to you about the fact that Justin the Taqueda Tarface Swiftfoot Mac Daddy Trudeau was actually accused of groping somebody who was a reporter in that same area of Canada around the same time. But let's get into this. Peter Dawlish, Canadian aid worker Peter Dawlish, jailed for 9 years in Nepal for sexual assault of boys. And let's make sure that we tell you guys that this guy was a very close friend of Justin the Taqueda and Mac Daddy Trudeau. A prominent Canadian aid worker will have to serve 9 years in prison after being found guilty of sexually abusing boys in Nepal. His lawyer says the Nepalese judge who sentenced him to 9 years and 7 years on each of the 2 counts ordered the term to be served concurrently. And in addition to the prison term, the court ordered Dawlish to pay his victims the equivalent of $5,000 each. We continue to be dismayed by the trial judge's refusal to consider the overwhelming evidence of Peter's innocence and the inconsistencies in the prosecution's case, Hassan told the Canadian press. And Peter's family stands with him unflinchingly. He's an Order of Canada recipient. He was convicted last month after a police investigation. He's originally from London. And of course, he is a very good friend of Justin Trudeau, the tacky-headed Mac Daddy. This article was from 2019. And we can also talk about Christopher Charles Ingvelson, whom I've spoken about many times. And this was back in 2018. Ingvelson, a long-term close friend of Justin the Taqueda and Mac Daddy Trudeau, has been found guilty of child pornography charges after being caught directing an international pedophile ring. Ingvelson entered a guilty pleas in BC Provincial Court in Vancouver to accessing child pornography and possession of child porn. He was also initially charged with 2 counts of importing and of distributing child pornography. Trudeau and Ingvelson have been closely linked since their days as roommates at college, and after completing their teacher degree, they were both accepted to teach at West Point Grey Academy, an elite Vancouver private boarding school where Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau was also accused, as I have just mentioned, of having an affair with an underage girl. Patriots, we need to investigate this Mac Daddy. I believe he is a criminal of the highest degree. I believe strongly we have a pedophile as a prime minister. 100%. If someone can give me proof otherwise that Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau is not a pedophile, then I can apologize and I can take back everything I said. But until I get that, I will never take back anything that I have just said right now. Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau, mark my words, he is a pedophile, he is a criminal, he should be put in jail along with his pedophile friends. Remember, also, and this is the one that did come out publicly, where Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau was accused of groping an individual who was a newspaper reporter. And this was in 2018 as well. The Canadian Prime Minister, Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau, has for the first time publicly acknowledged that he apologized in 2000 to a reporter who alleged he groped her, but said he was very confident he did not act inappropriately. But here's the thing. This is how he apologized. He had said, quote, "I apologize if she felt that this was anything other than fun." I mean, can you imagine this? If she felt that this was anything different. Remember we covered this? I mean, this is how he is. This is a psychotic, psychopathic, sociopathic person who dresses up and literally dresses up as somebody who cares for women, who cares for minorities, all this stuff. He's a pedophile. Justin the tacky-headed Mac Daddy Trudeau is a pedophile. He is a pedophile. He is a pedophile. I will say it to the RCMP. He is a pedophile to the 9th degree. And anybody who ever votes for him again, who attends another Trudeau rally again, who donates any more money to the Liberal Party with him as leader is complicit in propping up a pedophile. You are complicit in propping up a pedophile, and you yourself will burn in almighty hell for the rest of your days if you don't repent. So, patriots, I have learned things about this so-called prime minister that really don't shock me, but things that I really did not want to know. Because as bad as I think Justin the Tack-Headed Mac Daddy Trudeau is and always will be, he's the son of Satan. I cringe at the fact that my countrymen voted for somebody who is now a pedophile. I mean, he's a pedophile. These individuals came to me. This is, I mean, you know, I'm humbled about this. They came to me. I don't know if they came to anyone else. They claim they didn't. Well, they claim they claim they did. But, like, you know, the thing is, I'm humbled that I am one of the people who they feel to trust with information like this. These two individuals who want to remain anonymous, who claim, you know, one teacher who knew of Justin the Tack-Headed Mac Daddy Trudeau. I'm going to ask him if he knew Ingvildson as well, because he was also at the academy, the elite school in Vancouver as well. I want to know if he knew Ingvildson. Because two of them pedophiles were at the same school. One who said, yeah, Justin the Tack-Headed Mac, he's a horn dog. And the other who is a friend of the girl at the time whom he had an affair with. Underage. You research them, and you figure out that yes, they are a part of that. They did have some. The friend attended the school, and the teacher taught at the school. I'm really disappointed in my country at the moment. I'm disappointed in the people who voted for this. I am just, you know, I guess you can't say that you can't be too harsh, because I am now giving you this proof that all these things are true. And nobody would think that these things were true. They would think, again, it's fake news because the mainstream media tells you it's fake news. But the fact that I am researching these individuals who came to me with this proof and realize, yes, they did work at the school. Now, are they lying? Maybe they are lying. But I don't see... It's just strange how somebody who's willing to lie at something like that would come out so openly, come to a complete stranger like me. I mean, you don't know me from a hole in the wall, and urge me to report on this without giving names. We have a pedophile running our government. And it explains the reasons why someone like Jonathan Yaniv of Surrey, BC, is not being arrested for sending out predatory, sexually charged voice messages to underage individuals, doing all this sort of stuff. She's not being arrested. The fact that, you know, somebody who has been convicted of pedophilia in Ontario gets away with drafting a sexual education curriculum to our youngsters in Ontario. It's the reason why these things are happening. It's the reason why our country is going down the drain so fast. But I can tell you, patriots, I promise you, whatever I have to do, I am going to continue waging war against my government, so long as this pedophile, this Mac Daddy, this emissary of the devil is put back, is running the government. This is the Arana Nation.